Mr. Chairman, directly, Comsec, please administer the oath to Mr. Jimmy Guban.
Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this congressional inquiry, so help you God? Thank you.
Thank you, Comsec. I believe the members have already been given a copy of the affidavit of Mr. Guban, and we will proceed with the questioning.
Mr. Chair, before we ask some questions, can we allow him to deliver his and explain about the I think the affidavit that I have right now is not yet notarized, but it was it has a signature of Mr. Jimmy Guban. But if I will check the whole 4 pages, hindi pa po siya notarized. So can we ask if we can swear on the truthfulness of these letters that you have sent to this Quadcom?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. Magandang hapon po. Hindi po ako makapagpanotarize yan kasi nasa loob po ako ng Bureau of Correction. Pag notarize po, I have to be present. I'm sure si Madam is a lawyer. Kailangan po pag notaryo, present po ako na manunumpa.
Yes, tama, Mr. Congressman Fernandez. Dito na lang sa harapan ng committee ito ay susumpaan mo na iyong sinulat dito sa inyong affidavit na inyong pinirmahan ay ang katotohanan at pawang katotohanan lamang.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, maraming salamat, Mr. Guban. Now, siguro, let us proceed. Bago tayo magtanong tungkol sa kanyang affidavit, siguro, baka pwede bang malaman yung personal circumstances mo, kung sino ka, ano ang iyong trabaho, at bakit ka nakakulong?
Maraming salamat po mga kagalang-galang na kongresista, the Honorable Chairman of this committee. Bago po sana ako mag-introduce, mas gusto ko po sanang basahin muna ang letter ko po sa inyo para mas malinaw kung ano po ang intention ko dito at kung tama po ang hinihiling ko sa inyo.
Yan
at
bang,
least the last part, Your Honor.
Ang iyong babasahin ang buong kabuuan ng iyong affidavit?
Your Honor, may request that my case be investigated of this Quadcom committee. To Honorable Ace Barbers, Congressman Bimbinado Abante, Honorable Congressman Paduano, and Congressman Dan Fernandez. As I am asking Your Honor, at least siguro kahit ito yung last 3 paragraph, with the forum which this Quadcom will provide, I wish to express my intent to be part of the investigation. And I undertake to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, to shed light on the proliferation of illegal drugs. Should you consider me as one of your resource person, may I respectfully request that I be given immunity from prosecution and placed within the jurisdiction of the House of Representatives or the Witness Protection Program, considering that my testimonies will cause serious and imminent danger to my life and are self-incriminatory. For your consideration and perusal, of course, Your Honor, I attach herewith copies of my sworn statement containing my proposed testimonies and judicial affidavit containing my retraction of my previous testimonies during the Senate, my testimony in the court, more particularly my statement that Colonel Acerto has personal knowledge of the importation of 2 magnetic lifters containing shabu and confiscated in Manila International Container Port on August 7, 2018. Your Honor, again, magandang hapon po. Sa hearing po namin sa Korte, RTC Branch 35 sa Manila, binago ko na po yung statement ko doon. Nang ngayon ko din po may lalabas kung bakit ko tinuro si Colonel Acerto para mag-disguise ako. Pero mas mabuti po na ikwento ko ng sunod-sunod para po malaman ng ating mga kalanggalang na kongresista at mga namumuno po sa bawat committee. Dahil ako po ay ngayon pong August 7 is my 6 years nung mahuli po yung magnetic lifter sa custom. September, I think, kung di po ako nagkakamali, was my 6 years when I was cited in contempt in the Senate. Kaya pag binilang ko po, halos 6 years na po akong pinahihirapan sa kulungan. Hindi ko po mailabas ng todo ang aking hinaing. Dahil sa Senado pa lang, pagkahuli namin ng magnetic lifter sa customs, pagdating ko sa Senado, tinutukan na ako ni Poncio Pilato. Yan po ang totoo. Nahuli po namin ang magnetic lifter with Shabu sa Manila Container Port together with PDEA. Then, kasama ko po si Colonel Pajardo, Director of the NCR PDEA. Kasama pa rin po namin si Colonel Asierto. Kami po ang nagbuo nito para mabuo ang malahat at maayos at mahuli ang illegal na droga dahil yun po sa utos din sa akin ng Director ng CIS where I belong. Ako nga po pala si Jimmy Guban, Intelligence Officer ng Bureau of Customs before. Then I was also designated as the Chief OIC of the CIS Port of Manila. Ako ngayon ay si PDL Jimmy Guban with prison number 8223 P5046. Masama po pala manghuli ng illegal na droga sa loob ng Bureau of Customs. Sumunod lang po ako sa utos ng pamunuan. Dahil noon po ay katatapos lang natanggalin ang pinuno ng Bureau of Customs. Pinalitan na galing sa PDEA na ang pangalan ay si Commissioner Isidro Lapiña. During that time, Your Honor, operatiba na po ako. Organic po akong operatiba ng Customs Intelligence and Investigation Service. That is 17 years. Marami pong inuutos sa akin, marami pong reports na nare-receive namin na still nando doon ang mga tao ng first family at pati sila ay nag-i-impluensya. During their first few months, Your Honor, marami na pong nawawalang containers. Sa Port of Manila, sa Taguluan, MICP, missing. Even in our intelligence report, we received already about 7 to 10 containers loaded with shabu. Isa ho itong magnetic lifter na isiswing nila na hinabol namin, inayos ko because I was then chief. May aksix na ho ako sa E2M. Nakuha po namin positibo, nag-joint press release ang BOC Commissioner at DG ng PDEA sa loob ng Bureau of Customs. It was a good accomplishment. Your Honors, pagdating ho sa Blue Ribbon Committee, nagbago. The night before the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, may tumawag sa akin, hindi ko kilala, nag-ring ang cellphone. Another ring, may kasunod na text, nagpakilalang si Dis Mangawang. Dis Mangawang is our collector, deputy collector during that time sa Port of Manila. Nagpakilala siya kaya sinagot ko, pero hindi ho kami yan magkaibigan as an employee of the Bureau. Sinabi niya na tumatawag sa iyo si Paring Bini. Kausapin mo. Si Paring Bini. I am referring to Mr. Bini Antiporda. Kausapin mo kung ano pa magagawa sa kargamento. Sinagot ko kagad siya. Madam, sorry. Trabaho, huli na yan. Accomplishment yan. Your Honors, pagdating po sa Senado, sa Blue Ribbon Committee, nag-hearing, after the hearing, sinight kagad ako, I was cited in contempt. Dinala ho kagad ako doon sa kwarto. Gusto ko hong magpahinga. Tiningnan ko kung anong pwede kong magawa. Dahil mali pala ang magtrabaho ng tama. May sumunod po sa akin na kumatok. Sabi ko siguro kung may tutulong sa akin, nagpakilalang, taga Blue Ribbon to. Buksan mo pinto, babae. Sana po makuha natin ang CCTV. Nakita ko po staff ng Blue Ribbon. May sumunod po sa kanyang pumasok, diretso sa kwarto ko. Tuloy-tuloy po akong tinuturo, dinuduro. Jimmy, pag binanggit mo ang pangalan na to, pag binanggit mo to, mamamatay ka. Lalo na kung makarating ka sa Pasay City Jail. Di tatagal ang buhay mo. The worst, Your Honor, sinabay niyo pa pati anak ko. Alam namin kung nasaan yung anak mo sa Makati. Madali kidnapin yan. Your Honors, alam niyo po ba kung sino yung mga tao na ayaw niyang ipabanggit? Na halos doon pa lang gusto na ako sipain, bugbugin. Si Pulong, si Mans, si Michael Yang, at ang sabi niya pa, mga kaibigan niya ni Benny, Antiporda, magkakasama yan, hindi mo ba iisang pamilya yan? Palagi yan sa Malacanang. Official pa yan ng National Press Club. Si Michael Yang, doon ko lang din nga po nalaman. Your Honors, halos hindi ko humatansya na ang intelligence report namin ay doon palang validated na may mga trabaho si Michael Yang at ang kanyang kaibigan ng illegal na droga. Halos, sabi ko, Diyos ko, akala ko trabaho lang to. Your Honor, doon pa ako nag-isip. Nag-isip, nanalangin, at sinabi ko sa sarili ko, para safety ako. At alam kong kaibigan ko naman si Colonel Asierto at malapit sa intelligence report namin, siya na lang ang dinisguise kong importer ng magnetic lefter loaded with shabu. Your Honor, before the time nung ma-apprehend namin yung container, may kasama akong si Hernan Abaryo. By the way, Your Honor, ang may-ari niya na Bicaba Trading, ang consignee na yan, ang may-ari ay tiga Calapan, Oriental, Mindoro. Meron akong kasama na tiga Oriental, Mindoro. Magkasabay, nalaman ko kagad kung sino si Mr. Bicaba Trading, Bidasto Cabral Barakil. Dahil si Hernan Abaryo ay tiga roon, na-check niya kaagad kung sino si Bidasto Cabral Barakil. Ang pamilya ay nandun lang ang pamilya ni Hernan ay tiga roon sa Calapan City. Si Mr. Barakil ay nagtatrabaho lang bilang traffic enforcer sa Calapan City. Bago ko yan binigay sa PDEA. Inalam at kinausap ni Agent Hernan Abaryo. Umuwi, kinausap, tinawag. Pare, paki-confirm mo na lang kung meron parating or what. Alam nyo, yung tatlong tao, normal na normal. Parang walang nangyayari sa kanila. At yung isang inchik, 2 or 3, sabi sa akin, pare, yung inchik nga, hindi takot eh. Sabi ko, bakit? Sabi niya, Michael Yang yan eh. Michael Yang yan, and Mans, Pulong, kami hingi na lang ng tulong sa inyo, tulong yan. Wala pong kakwinta, parang hindi po parang normal na normal lang. Na yung importation ay kay Mr. Bidas, ang consignee ay Bicaba Trading. Your Honor, yun pong tatlong yun, nakuha po yun ng PDEA. Invited by the PDEA or arrested. It was only presented once sa Senate. Umamin sa Senate na kanya yung kargamento, gamit. Pinakiusapan siya ni Mr. Ponichin. I'm sorry, Your Honor, wala pa akong copy. Nagaling po talaga ako sa Bucor. Nandoon po yan, nababasa po yan natin, mababasa at mababasa natin yan. And I can bring that document here. Napakalinaw ng tanong ng chairman ng Magic Blue Ribbon Committee, ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Your Honor, inamin, may ebidensya, yung tatlo lang muna. Bakit nila winala hanggang ngayon? 6 na time po ako nagsasuffer sa kulungan. Ang tokha nga, double barrel, kunti lang na droga, kulong kaagad, patay kaagad. Nasaan itong tatlo? Si Mr. Bidasto Cabral Barakil, Lagrimas Katipan, Emily Lukigan, ang alam ko yung inchik, pinakawalan din nila. Ano ang meron? At bakit po ako ang dinidikdik hanggang sa Bucor? Nakarating ako na nanghuli lang po ako ng illegal na droga. Wala akong nawala kahit katiting. Inorderan po ng judge na sunugin, sinunog. Nandoon po ang testimonya ng mga PDEA. Kasama kong PDEA sa aking opisina sa Bureau of Customs. Kami po ang nanghuli. Ano po ang partikular na batas ang ibabiolate ko? Conspiracy to import? Or yun ang grand conspiracy na linisin ang pangalan ng First Family at si Michael Yang para pagsalitain pa ako at papirmahin na ang kasama doon sa importation ay isang politiko na kalaban nila na hindi ako pumayag. Dahil sabi ko walang alam yan. Hanggang ngayon po, malinaw. Basahin ko man po ang testimonya ko hanggang ngayon. Magaling pa siguro po ang kunti kong memory card. Hindi ko po makakalimutan kung papaano ko sinakripisyohan yan. Ako ho, ikinulong. Buti na lang may Diyos. Pagdating po sa kulungan, may mga tumutulong sa akin. May mga lumalapit ho. Natistigo kung sino si Michael Yang, paano nasunog ang Bureau of Customs, paano pinatay ang empleyado ng mga taga-customs. Bakit ang daming releases during the time ng mga containers na nawawala hanggang ngayon hindi iniimbestigahan? Napakasakit po mga kalagalang-galang na kongresista at sa iba pong mga resources speaker dito. Andito po ako, I am seeking for truth and justice. Nothing less, nothing more. Thank you, Your Honor. Meron pa, pero mamaya naman, baka tumas to, BP ko.
Salamat, Mr. Guban. Uminom ka muna ng tubig at bago ka namin... Alam mo, Mr. Guban, ang iyong affidavit ay maaari naming tanungin. Nang sa ganon, kung ito talaga ay ikaw ang gumawa at kung ito talaga ang katotohanan, lalabas naman po yan sa inyong mga sagot.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Pwede bang malaman na Jimmy kung ano ang posisyon mo sa Bureau of Customs?
Ako po ay isang Intelligence Officer 1, as yun po yung item ko. But during the time, I was designated as the OIC Chief of the CIS, Customs Intelligence and Investigation Service, Port of Manila.
Ilang taon kang operatiba sa intelligence sa Bureau of Customs?
I was with the Bureau, Your Honor, for 17 years. Hindi po ako umaalis as intelligence operator, intelligence operative.
Pwede bang masabi mo sa committee ito, ano ang rason bakit ka nakakulong?
Your Honor, ang ganda ng intensyon ko po dahil sa utos galing sa taas ng bagong administrasyon ng Bureau of Customs, hinuli lang po namin ang magnetic lifter na may lawang shabu. At yun ngayon ang ikinaso sa akin, conspiracy to import ng illegal na droga. At ako po ay dinalhan or nagpresenta sila ng halos 40 o 43 witnesses, kaya 4 na taon po ang proseso namin sa korte. Then kasama po yung TSN, 4 na taon po akong nagsuffer ng kulong habang nag-hearing sa Manila Regional Trial Court.
Pwede bang malaman kung ikaw ang gumawa nitong affidavit na ito? At kung ito ba ay iyong pirma? Pwede bang paki-confirm mo?
Yes, Your Honor. With the assistance, meron ako. Yes, Your Honor.
Basahin mo muna, Mr. Jimmy Guban. Let it be known that by the members of this committee that what you have right now is the actual statement that you were mentioning a while ago. Baka tingnan mo mabuti. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Your Honor, nahalos nasabi ko na to, pero if necessary, babasahin ko po para po sa kaliwanagan.
Siguro, tatanungin ka namin doon sa mga sinulat mo. para makita natin kung ikaw ba talaga ang gumawa at ikaw ay nagsasabi ng katotohanan.
Yes, Your Honor. With the help of my lawyer, gawa po namin to. Kaya lang po, sabi ko nga, nagkikwento ako, nasa loob po ako ng National Bilibid Prison. Hindi po fresh ang mind ko, pero halos ito na rin po yun. If I may, Your Honor, if I may proceed to read.
Sige, make it very short, Jimmy.
Pwede mo ba number 3 na? Number 2. In the early part of 2017, during my meeting with a certain alias Henry, a Chinese national known importing of various goods in Bureau of Customs, he introduced to me Councilor Nelo Abellera, known as Small Boy. In the said meeting, Small told me that he is the business partner and trusted man of Michael Yang, Pulong Duterte, the son of the President Rodrigo Duterte, and Attorney Man Scarpio, the husband of then Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. In that, as their business partner and trusted man, he was tasked to facilitate the release of shipment from the Bureau of Customs, which according to him were usually pants and clothes, agricultural products such as sugar, rice, and vegetables, among others. Councilor Small Abellera requested me not to be strict with their shipment after the meeting. Councilor Small always talked to me over the phone and sought my help in the release of their shipment, to which I acceded. In the meantime, our office received reports from our confidential informants, usually bodegueros and painantes of the shipment facilitated by Councilor Small Abellera, that illegal drugs were mixed up with said shipment. As an offshoot of said intelligence report, Director Adzar Albani of CIS Bureau of Customs issued to me a memorandum dated March 2018, re-importation of illegal drugs, monitoring, profiling, recording of imported goods. On account of our intelligence work, various shipments were alerted in various occasions. Small requested me, luwagan mo yung mga shipment na yan. Alam mo naman na kila Michael yan, Pulong at Mans. Said container shipment were reported missing while on hold and alert status in POM, MICP, yun po yung nabanggit ko kanina, pati po Taguluan, as well as other international ports in the country, prompting the House of Representatives to invite Customs Commissioner Lapina and to shed light thereon. Between the months of May and June 2018, Colonel Jojo Asierto shared to me an additional intelligence report about shipment of illegal drugs at the Bureau of Customs. In that, through profiling, backtracking, and tracing of documents, we were able to find out overstaying cargoes, one of which was the Bicaba trading shipment. Upon discovery thereof, I instructed my staff to verify if an importer consignee named Bicaba Trading is duly accredited with the Bureau of Customs Accreditation and Monitoring Office. After verification of Bureau of Customs Accreditation and Monitoring Office, it was found out that Bicaba Trading was not an accredited importer or consignee by the Bureau of Customs. Based on the information gathered by our office, Bicaba Trading is owned by certain Bidasto Cabral Baraquel Jr., his live-in partner Maria Lagrimas Katipan, who are business dummies of businessman importer Pony Chen, and his former wife Emily Lakigan, who are resident of Calapan, Mindoro. I ordered my subordinate Aito Fernan A. Abarrio to proceed to Calapan, Mindoro and validate said information. While in Mindoro, Aito Abarrio was able to meet Bidasto Cabral Baraquel Jr., Maria Lagrimas Katipan, Pony Chen, and Emily Lakigan. During said meeting, Abarrio called me and asked me to talk to them by phone. During our conversation, Pony Chen asked me to help release said shipment and said vernacular, "Wag ikaw matapot kasi sila Man Scarpio, Pulong Duterte at Michael Yang ang may-ari ng shipment." When it became certain that the shipment of Bicaba Trading was located in the MICP, I reported to General Quinto this fact so that he should request Commissioner Lapina for the issuance of hold and alert order. That request was approved by then Commissioner Lapina. On August 7, 2018, when we arrived at the MICP, the container was ready at the designated examination area, ready for its opening. After the container was opened, 2 magnetic reflectors were found inside container. in the presence of PDEA headed by Regional Director Pajardo and BOC official including General Quinto, MICP District Collector Attorney Bakiran, MICP BOC personnel, the magnetic lifters were forklifted and taken out from the container. It took some time, however, to open the magnetic lifters, so I have to go back to Colonel Acierto to inform him about the difficulty in opening them. After a while, Colonel Acierto called me back and gave the instruction, the details of which I also relayed to the PDEA agents in order for us to open these magnetic lifters. In the afternoon of August 2018, Colonel Acierto arrived at MICP and conferred with Director General Aquino and Commissioner La Piña. After their meeting, I met them at the warehouse where the magnetic lifters were opened. They congratulated each other for the accomplishment before presenting themselves to the media. Thereafter, the proper inventory and disposition of these drugs were undertaken. During the Committee on Accountability of Public Officers and Investigation, Blue Ribbon, hearing on PS Resolution number 425 to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation into the 6.4 billion worth of shabu shipment from China on the possible malfeasance, misfeasance, and non-feasance of Bureau of Customs officials. Employees, Senator Richard Gordon, PS Resolution number 843, directing the appropriate Senate Committee to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation into the alleged shipment of 6.8 billion worth of shabu smuggled into the country and the possible lack of coordination among the Bureau of Customs, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, and the Philippine National Police by Senator Emmanuel D. Pacquiao in PS Resolution number 849 to conduct an investigation in aid of legislation on how a shabu shipment worth 6.8 billion managed to enter the country through the Manila International Container Port and is slipped through the inspection of Bureau of Customs by Senator Trillanes, Hontiveros, Drilon, Aquino, and De Lima on September 11, 2018, in which I was invited as a resource person. I was cited in contempt, notwithstanding the fact that I thoughtfully answered the questions propounded on me by Senator Gordon, then chairman of Blue Ribbon Committee. While I was detained at the Senate, immediate personnel who introduced himself as Paul Gutierrez, who worked as staff of Bini Antiporda, accompanied by a Blue Ribbon Committee staff, came to my room at the Senate while I was detained and threatened me. Huwag mong banggitin ang mga pangalan nila Pulong, Yang at Mans. Alam namin kung saan nakatira ang pamilya mo. Alam din namin na nasa Makati ang anak mong lalaki. After a couple of days, Senator Gordon talked to me in an executive session and advised me to tell the whole truth during the hearing. Otherwise, I will continue to languish in the Senate for a long time. Acceding to his advice, I told him all that I know about the illegal drugs being imported to the country through the Bureau of Customs. However, due to the threats of Paul Gutierrez, I never confided to him that Mans Carpio are involved in illegal drugs importation at various ports of the Bureau of Customs, more particularly the illegal drugs found in seized at MICP. The night before the Senate hearing, my cell phone rang for 3 times, but I intentionally failed to answer said calls. After several calls, which I again did not pick up, I received a text message introducing herself as Miss Mangawang of the Bureau of Customs. When my cell phone rang again, I answered the call, and the one who called was Miss Mangawang, and she asked about the Bicaba trading shipment. She asked me anong magagawa dyan sa shipment na yan. Kinaparing Bini Antiporda yan. I replied her, wala na akong magagawa, huli na yan. For fear that my son and other members of my family will be killed, including myself, I testified during the hearing on October 30, 2018, and instead of naming Pulong Duterte, Mans Carpio and Michael Yang as the owners of the shipment, based on the intelligence reports we gathered, I pointed to Colonel Acierto as the one who has knowledge that the shipment consigned to Bicaba trading contains illegal drugs. I recanted my said statement against Acierto through my judicial affidavit, which I executed and submitted during the criminal case number R-MNL-19-03 472CR for violation of Article 2, Section 4 in relation to 28 and 31 of Republic Act number 9165, of which I was convicted and adjudged guilty as charged. and was sentenced to suffer the penalty of life imprisonment and to pay a fine of 500,000 pesos. After promulgation of the decision in the aforesaid case, I filed a notice of appeal with the Court of Appeals which is docketed as CA-GR CRHC-19146. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay, salamat Jimmy. Congressman Fernandez.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, ano lang briefly medyo mabigat yung mga tinuran mo, Jimmy Guban, no? I just wanted to make it clear, no? Meron lang akong liliwanagin, kapraso lang to. Kasi nabanggit mo yung nagkaroon ka ng recantation. Kumbaga, binawi mo yung mga sinabi mo na sa Senado couple of years ago that si Asierto ang nag-import ng mga shipment doon sa custom.
Apo, yes,
At yun ay binabawi mo. Ang tanong ko sa iyo, kailan mo siya binawi?
During my testimony at the court, at the Regional Trial Court of Manila.
When was this?
Your Honor, I think that was only last year. I think
What month?
October. I was brought in Bureau of Correction by November.
Okay.
October, I think.
October 2023.
Before, Your Honor, yung part na po yan, hindi ko pa po nababasa. Yun lang po yung months na yan, pababa.
Kasi, Mr. Chairman, I want to make it clear that yung recantation niya nangyari noong 2023. And
Yes, Your Honor.
The reason why you recanted is why? Because
I want to tell truth already, Your Honor, at the RTC, that Colonel Asierto is not really the importer of the Shabu.
and not because that you have watched that we have created a Quadcom committee, that's the reason you recanted.
No, Your Honor, I was in jail during that time.
Kasi I don't want to make it seem that because of this Quad committee that we created, nagkaroon po siya ng recantation. And I don't want that to be perceived by the people and by us that you have manifested that statement that you have mentioned a while ago because you have recanted a year ago.
Yes, hindi ko pa po alam yung committee, Your Honor. Talagang totoo lang yung sinabi ko doon sa korte.
Kasi
Hindi ko pa alam
Mr.
itong
Jimmy
committee.
Guban, syempre natatakot din ang members ng committee na to because you have recanted, no? Kumbaga, binago mo yung statement mo eh. And how can we be assured that you will not be changing your statement again? Diba? Kaya, syempre, kanina medyo nagulantang ako dahil ang dami mo rin nabanggit ng mga pangalan. Nabanggit mo sila Peña, si Tess Mangawon, Benit Abtiporda, Paul Gutierrez, Konsehal Abelara, si Pulong, si Michael Yang, si Hans, si Mans. So I was trying to jot it down eh. Eh napuno na itong aking sinusulatan and I'm really confused, no? But of course, this is the statement that you have taken your oath.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, sino nagpakilala sa kay what's the name of the guy that
Small boy, a certain Henry, also a businessman in the bureau. Then, kaibigan din.
can you kindly tell us ano ba siya? Half Filipino, Chinese or what?
I think he was a half Chinese-Filipino, also engaged in parang facilitation, financing sa customs.
Siya
ng mga
nagpakilala sa iyo
kargamento.
kay Konsehal.
Kay Small boy.
So hanggang ngayon meron kayong communication itong si Henry.
Your Honor, wala akong communication, nakakulong ako. And hopefully, nandito pa siya sa Pilipinas.
Anong ipilido ng Henry?
Your Honor, yun hang, ano ko yun, pag once ma-refresh ako, makukuha ko po yun.
Kanina nung sinasabi mo rin yung narinig ko yung pangalan ni Paul Gutierrez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nung binabanggit mo na pumasok siya doon sa custody center ng Senado.
Apo.
So, sino kasama niya doon?
Yung babaeng empleyada ng Blue Ribbon Committee, nakita ko rin yung ID niya, Senate. Then nagpakilala siya as staff ng Blue Ribbon. Kaya nga binuksan ko yung pinto. Then pagpasok niya, pumasok din si Paul Gutierrez. Nagpakilala siya. Then doon ako nilambas lahat ng mga salita niya.
Tanda mo yung staff ng Senado?
Your Honor, tanda ko sa muka. Pero alam ko may CCTV po doon sa baba dahil parking lang yun eh. Covered yun ng CCTV. If ever, Your Honor, may makita pong CCTV, nandoon lang po yun. Kasi sa tabi lang ng parking ang kwarto ng mga kinokontempt eh.
So, nung tinuro mo, kasi sinasabi mo ngayon na walang kinalaman si Asierto. So ngayon, nung kinausap ka ni Paul Gutierrez, iba ang sinabi mo.
Wala akong binanggit
anong
sa kanila, Your Honor. Hindi na po ako kumibo. Basta't yung pananakot niya, parang tinanggap ko lang lahat. Hindi nag-iisip ako.
Paano
kung
pagkakasabi sa iyo ni Mr. Gutierrez?
Sinabi niya na, Jimmy, magmura pa nga eh. Kung yun gagawin mo, babanggitin mo mga pangalan nito, alam mo naman kung sino yan. Mga magkakaibigan yan, Malacanang yan, press. Doon ko nga doon ko nalaman na si Michael Yang ay officer pala ng National Press Club. Ibig sabihin, matagal na sila magkakilala, magkaibigan, pati si Pulong at si Mans. Doon niya ako tinitrete ng todo na never to mention those names.
I think, Mr. Chair, we have to invite those personalities that our resource person have mentioned to give their side of story. Because ito ay istorya ni Mr. Jimmy Guban, and we have to hear as well the side of the others who have been mentioned in this committee hearing. Siguro later on, I'll be propounding my question again, but for the meantime, medyo madugo lang yung kanyang mga nasabi, kaya I'm giving some time for the other members to propound their question as well.
Thank you, Chairman Dan Fernandez. Pwede bang mag-clarify ng sa iyong sinabi kanina? Are we going to invite personalities na na-mention ni Jimmy Guban to the next committee hearing of the Quadcom? And if so, pwede bang malaman kung sino-sino ito?
Ang nakikita ko, Mr. Chairman, because he mentioned that he spoken with Henry. You have mentioned Henry. Itong Henry, siguro, ano siya? Empleyado ba siya ng custom?
No, broker din. No. Parang kung anong kaibigan din ni Michael Yang.
Pero he is a registered broker sa
Hindi po.
custom.
Ano lang yan, parang financer. Ganun po sa customs eh. May financer, may nagko-consolidate ng mga kargamento galing sa China, abroad.
So, Mr. Chairman,
dyan, binibigyan ng brokerage company.
Mr. Chairman, I think yung samahan ng mga brokerage siguro knows this guy. Siguro kilala siya sa brokerage industry.
Most probably, Your Honor.
So maybe we'll try to find this person. And he mentioned as well dito, kung titignan mo yung kanyang binanggit kanina na sinusulat ko, ay nakausap niya si Paul Gutierrez. Nakausap din niya nakausap mo ba yung konsehal?
Yes, Your Honor.
So may direct knowledge siya, Mr. Chairman. So let's invite those people who have direct knowledge and information about doon sa, I mean, those personalities that he have spoken with. So katulad ni Consejal Abellera ba yun? Abellera. And Paul Gutierrez. Yung Tess Mangawon? Mangawan. Have you talked to her?
Di po kami nag-usap. Kahit po nang nag-hearing na Senado, wala ka mo. Kahit po sa lower house, di po kami nag-uusap.
How about si La Peña? You mentioned La Peña.
We never talk also, except sa mga hearing.
So, I think, Mr. Chairman, yun lang po yung nadinig ko doon sa mga binanggit niya. Hindi ko pa nababasa masyado yung kanyang sinumpaan. But, of course, siguro sa susunod, we can invite others as well.
Your Honor, di also yung humawak po doon sa tatlong tao na nawawala. Yung PDEA, bakit nawala? Yung tatlong tao na si Bakeran, si Katipan, yung consignee na nawawala until now. Hawak ko yun ng PDEA.
Consignee ng
Yung Bicaba Trading po, yung taga-Kalapan.
So, the owners of Becaba Trading.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hawak ng PDEA yun.
Okay. At the proper time, before the committee adjourns this committee hearing today, we will ask the chair of the public order to make a motion with respect to the resource persons that we wish to invite in the subsequent hearings of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs. I'm sorry, the Quadcom, rather. So, mamaya, as we go along dun sa affidavit ni Mr. Guban, I'm sure marami pong katanungan mula sa ating mga kasamahan dito to clarify yung mga sinabi mo rito, Jimmy, no? Pero bagong lahat na yan,
Binanggit niya si Gerald Quinto. And you reported this to Gerald Quinto.
bago ang lahat na yan, gusto lamang natin linawin na ito pong kinasasangkutan ni Mr. Guban ay tungkol dun sa importation ng magnetic lifter nung,
Yes, Your Honor.
nung 2018.
Yes, Your Honor. Today.
At yung 2018 na yon, yan yung nagkaroon ng investigasyon ang parehas, ang House of Representatives at ang Senado. Tama ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so para malinaw lamang po.